Hello to all my listeners. I'm Dr. Gregory Beroza, and today I'm broadcasting under my titles HorseDoc and Talking Horses. My topic for today is the 2020 Preakness Stakes, which is coming up this Saturday, October 3rd, and it's being broadcast on my network, my website network called Perspectives. Amidst the pandemic, there will be no Triple Crown this year, yet there's still an important $1 million race to be run, called the Preakness Stakes. The 2020 Preakness Stakes, which was typically the Triple Crown's middle jewel, is instead being run this Saturday as a finale to the unique 2020 Triple Crown Series, instead of the middle race. It's going to be without spectators, and it's obviously affected by the pandemic. It's the shortest of the Triple Crown races and remains such at 1 3/16 miles, so it's technically a sprint. It will be broadcast on NBC at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the race is predicted to go off at 5:45 p.m. The 2020, this year's Belmont Stakes, was already run on June 20th as the first of the Triple Crown Series, instead of the classic finale that it usually is. They also reduced it from its original grueling 1.5 miles to 1 1/8 miles, shorter than the typically first-run Kentucky Derby. It truly used to be the test of champions, and many horses that entered won the Derby and then won the Preakness came up for the Belmont and just couldn't take the distance. The Belmont was impressively won this year by the then best 3-year-old thoroughbred in the country, Tiz the Law. His trainer, Barkley Tagg, works out of Belmont Park. I know Barkley was a bit disappointed that he didn't get to run the Derby first, the Preakness, and the Belmont Stakes as it was intended. He had his horse ready for that. So for that reason, this year was really mixed up as far as people getting horses ready at different times uncharacteristically. Unusually, the Kentucky Derby, which is usually the first race and the most heavily contested of the Triple Crown races, was run at its standard 1 1/4 mile distance, but on September 5th as the middle jewel of the Triple Crown Series. Authentic, trained by Hall of Fame trainer and 2-time Triple Crown winning trainer Bob Baffert, won by upsetting a heavily favored Belmont winner, Tiz the Law, who scored a hard-fought second-place finish. This was Authentic's first of the Triple Crown Series, and he spoiled the potential for Tiz the Law to win the Triple Crown. Saturday's Preakness will be contested by its current favorite, Authentic, and Baffert will also enter another horse named 1,000 Words, a stablemate which was scratched from the Kentucky Derby this year after becoming cantankerous while saddling just before this year's Derby was to commence. In so doing, he hurt his assistant trainer, actually breaking his arm, and he knocked down Baffert. So for those of you that don't understand how dangerous it could be to train these big, spirited thoroughbred horses weighing 1,200 pounds, that can happen. Baffert has already won the Preakness 7 times, 3 times in the last 10 years. 6 of Baffert's previous Kentucky Derby winners subsequently went on to win the Preakness. So his odds for successfully winning again this year are quite high. Baffert knows how to come prepared to win a race. This year's Preakness will not include Tiz the Law, again, the Belmont Stakes winner of this year, or some of the other better thoroughbred horses in the country, which are skipping this race. Some are saving their energy for impending Breeders' Cup races coming in November. In the Derby, Tiz the Law did not appear to fire with his expected end-of-the-race kick or surge and was reported not to be himself after the race. The good news is that his trainer, Barkley Tagg, gave him a well-needed rest while continuing his light training. His originally comfortable and competitive demeanor seems to have already returned. This is good news for those parties. Tagg and Saratoga Stables owners are preparing Tiz the Law for what they hope to be his best performance yet at this year's $6 million 1 1/4 mile Breeders' Cup Classic race to be run on November 7th at Churchill Downs in Kentucky. This is the same distance as the Kentucky Derby was in the previous race. A win there could still yield Tiz the Law Horse of the Year honors for everything he's done to date. Or he could lose those honors to Authentic if Authentic wins this year's Preakness and or another race or the Breeders' Cup, or even yet to another horse if something happens spectacularly to prevent the 2 horses just mentioned from doing their best and another horse to jump up and do its best. Baffert's horse Authentic is currently the favorite Preakness Stakes contender at 9-5 odds, while Baffert's other horse, 1,000 Words, is vying for third place odds at 6-1. Are Horse of the Year honors and increased value in store for the Baffert entry? We don't know yet. We'll see. While Baffert has 2 horses in this year's Preakness, another equally talented Hall of Fame trainer, Steve Asmussen, has 3 entries. Max Player, who was 3rd in the Belmont, 3rd in the Travers, and 5th in the Derby, is entered and going off at 15-1 odds. Pneumatic, who was 4th in the Belmont, is going off at 20-1 odds, and his 3rd entry, Accession, is going off at 30-1 odds. Asmussen is the 2nd winningest trainer in North American history, having amassed over 8,000 wins with 190 graded stakes winners, 3 Triple Crown race winners, and 5 Breeders' Cup race winners. Few have achieved what he has accomplished. In 2016, Asmussen entered an underrated Creator in the Belmont Stakes, following Creator's disappointing 13th place finish in that year's Kentucky Derby. Despite his entry at 10-1 odds, Creator beat the favorite Destin, who was going off at 6-1 odds. So anything can happen in a race. Asmussen saddles 3 horses for the Preakness. So by adding his 3 to Baffert's 2, they make up almost 50% of all the combined 11 entrants for this year's Preakness Stakes. Other noteworthy contestants include a highly regarded art collector going off at 5-2 odds, and Mr. Big News, who came in 3rd in the Kentucky Derby, going off at 12-1 odds in the Preakness. A big question looms over the future of thoroughbred racing and the Triple Crown itself. Will the Triple Crown return to its former locations, dates, and distances in 2021 that it has historically been known for? And will there be spectators? Or will the races again be run for television only? Please remember that this is a highly contested horse race. All trainers and horses are entering this contest with the strongest of competitive intentions. Once the starting gate opens, anything can happen. So enjoy the race on Saturday and bet and root for your favorite horse and or your favorite trainer. Thank you and happy betting and good luck.